All right, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome to Trade Talk. If you're new, welcome, I should say. If you're not, welcome back. And welcome to the best price action analysis on YouTube. We're going to take a look at a couple high flyers this morning. Let me crank this music down just a tad bit. All right, so Luna is up a whopping 580 something percent from these lows that I put in. That is insane. There you go, 582% since it put in the low down here at $3. that fell over 83%. Only in crypto can an asset lose 83% of its total value to just find a bottom and then a few months later be trading at all-time highs again. Not even a few months, it was more like 2. That low was put in on May the 23rd. This is August the 17th. So yeah, a couple months and we're blasting off to new all-time highs. When you're blasting off like this, there really isn't anything for you to do as far as targets are concerned. My original entry on this asset is $10.49. I entered on this day here, and it has absolutely been ripping face. Now, I did take the majority of the position, 2/3 of the position off. Well, let's call it a half and then another quarter of that half. So I've taken profits twice on it, but the original entry itself is up over 750%. Now, I haven't 7x'd my account, just the initial entry, if it would have been left on with the same amount of leverage and everything, would be up 751%. So this thing is absolutely rocking and rolling. Another asset that's doing pretty much the same thing is Solana. So let's pull up USDT and let's go check this thing out. So here's FTX doing the same thing. There's your all-time high. Now Solana didn't fall 83%. It fell 67%. But like Luna, it's crashing through its all-time highs again and going with some steam. As you can see, it's up 239%. So not quite as high flyer as Luna is, but the thing is what's really going on? Well, these things are pretty close in the same family as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned. So I'm assuming that's got something to do with it. Let me find Luna over here real quick, pull this one back up. But I'm going to show you basically what's transpiring here. So this was your resistance level that you needed to get above. You see when we got this daily closure above it there, this is my entry. The actual resistance level would be the close of that bullish candle there. But once I took the entry, this thing is basically just doing a massive short squeeze. Anytime you get over a massive area like that, and then on top of that, people were going to be shorting the 618 retracement or the 50% retracement level on any asset, you can see how from the high to the low, that's pretty much considered a leg of price to the downside. So any return back up to the 50% retracement or the 618 allows any investors the opportunity to get out of their positions if they held through this crash, because professional traders and investors do not sell when there's a massive bloody market going on. They wait for that dead cat bounce, that retracement, and you never got one in any crypto asset, not that I'm aware of anyways. So it just basically, once you put in that low, you just chopped around for a few months, went down to the yearly open, and then boom, straight up from there. And you can see how the 618 basically held this price for over a week, right? You broke out above the 50% retracement level, which if you looked over here would have been another old support level that wasn't tested. All right, I can put that line on there for you as well. So any bearish closing day is going to be support until you get a close below it. So this candle here was the first time that you did actually get that close below that level, and this is the first time you actually went back in for a retest. So there's a lot of people sitting there getting ready for shorts, a lot of sellers coming into the market, exiting their positions. But what causes the short squeeze isn't the sellers, it's the shorts, the short positions, because they have to close their position when you get a big breakout like this. All right, and you can see how you got like one retest and then boom. Short squeezes, depending on how many positions were short, how big those positions were, can take several days to even a week or so before it finally runs out of steam. So I wouldn't suggest anybody go buy Solana or Luna right now. Obviously, it's at all-time highs. You haven't even really gotten a pullback since down here, $17. It's trading at $26 right now. That's insane. So yeah, I was shocked when I woke up this morning to see that. Forex market has been extremely dull, a little bit difficult to deal with, and like basically everything's chopping around. On the pound USD, we had a what we were assuming was going to be a a bear trap right here, because we closed below our major support that we were watching. There's monthly support there, but we were watching daily support. You were trading below the 50, so it was a beautiful selling opportunity. And then you got this big bullish reversal candle. Not quite an outside day reversal, not quite an engulfing, but pretty close, which took you back above the 50. So we were looking at this as a possible bear trap. So yesterday I took a long position on the pound. Let's go over here real quick to the 5-minute chart, and I will show you that entry. So yeah, it was over here. Right here, we had a spot we were watching that was roughly down in this area that we had did in the Discord session on Sunday night. Wasn't able to do the live Forex weekly outlook because my internet would not allow it, but it was able to withstand a live session like that. But anyways, we were watching this area. So maybe some people took a trade there on your London Open, as that did set in the low of day. When we traded over into this area here on this down candle pushing into 5-minute support, I got long, put my stop right below this, and I was aiming for the daily high. And you can see within 5 minutes I was out of that position with 2/3 of the profit. It was a 23 pip move to the upside, which has basically been run-of-the-mill standard stuff recently. Forex market is not moving that good. There are a few pairs that are moving quite viciously, but the main ones that I've been looking at have not. But you can see after I took 2/3 of my position off, I moved my stop to break even, and then was almost immediately stopped out, like an hour or two later. Boom. And then as you can see, this down move here was absolutely vicious. Come in, hit that monthly, that's a monthly support right there. Look how beautiful that 5-minute candle closed right at monthly support. I'm assuming a bunch of people got long right there, and they're stopped out. So now we are seeing a little bit of continuation move to the downside on the pound. We're not going to be looking for any fresh entries on the short side just yet, because if you look at this chart, let's go to an hourly, it absolutely looks disgusting. It is chopping around back and forth, up and down. The major trend on the hourly from, early July, August 1st, has been down. So for the whole month, 17 days, the trend has been to the downside. The only reason I was looking for that bullish entry was because we did that fake out move back to the upside on the daily. And even though it was a successful trade on my end, I was looking for trend continuation, looking for the quarterly target to ultimately get hit before the quarterly close 47 days from now. So you can see right here on the daily, you are trading below daily support. So if this thing closes below daily support, we are going to be looking for sell side entries. This is the thing though, you got support right below you too. So it makes it a bit difficult to try to look for new short side setups when you do have resistance or support setting right under you. This thing has been chopping around absolutely for about all year. Here's your quarterly chart. This is your breakout on log scale, or on regular scale. You've got that breakout above that massive trend line, and you have closed several bullish candles above that on the quarterly basis. So it looked like this thing was trying to get and rip to the upside. We have a quarterly or resistance level right there. All right, that level is one spot 40152. We've been watching this for the majority of this year, looking for this thing to get a breakout and close above. Last quarter, we attempted to get up there and close back below, the same as we did on the first quarter 2021. Now, the thing is this looks an awful lot like rejection to me. All right, now if I bring up this log chart, you will see here it is. This is log, and this trend line is keeping price down, right? It's the same exact trend line. same exact trend line, tacked from the all-time high of this asset to its first lower high on this asset. On a quarterly basis, high to high, it's the same trend line. You take on log, it's at the trend line. You take off log, it's already broke out above the trend line. So a little bit subjective trend lines are, but at the same time they do work in this field. So we're going to see if this thing wants to get a close below last quarter's opening price, and we are going to be looking for shorts on this asset, because I will have to look at that as a rejection. There isn't really anything left to talk about on this. Here's your monthly. There's a breakout right into monthly resistance. That's what stopped price in its tracks right there. Boom, boom. Then you got the pullback reversal, essentially. Then you had another month where you traded completely down but closed green on the month. So to me, this thing looks like it's gearing up on the larger scale, the macro scale, that it wants to break out and trade higher. But the thing is the daily chart and the weekly chart looks weak, right? Looks extremely weak. In fact, on the weekly chart, you got some kind of crazy looking head and shoulders going on here. I wouldn't call this a head and shoulders pattern because it doesn't look like one. Well, not like it's supposed to because of this crazy high shoulder, but you get the gist. It's basically doing the exact same thing as that pattern would do. Here's several weeks we've been trading in a massive range, right? Here's your weekly resistance to the upside, and then here's your weekly support to the downside. So from 137.519 to 139, you've been basically doing nothing but bouncing around like a ping pong ball in those areas. So I guess what we could do, if you wanted to be safer on pound, wait for a weekly close above 139.04 or wait for a weekly close below 137.519, as that would give you a little bit more direction. There will be weekly support sitting right underneath you, but at the same time, that could be a target looking for price to trade down to there, if indeed it closes below where it's trading right now. There is a weekly Heath level right there, so it looks to be what caught price last week, and you're trading right back down there again. That's not really ever good. That's not what you want to see for an asset when you're looking for bullish continuation. That usually means that the asset is a lot more weaker than it is strong. So it's a possibility that we're going to be looking to short the pound from here on out. We're not going to, until we get a clear signal. We're not going to play around. We're not going to mess with it. Since it was printing these piano keys, basically, there's not really a decent entry on it. I guess if you wanted to, you could watch yesterday's low at 1.38282. See if that level holds as resistance today or tomorrow. Obviously, the open of today's candle could also be looked at as possible short entry spot. And then this area here. So you have about 3 decent spots you can look for resistance to hold on an hourly closing basis. If you get that, you can look for lows. You would be targeting this bullish order block right there, 1.37673. That's where you would want to take your profits, or at the low of day, right? Just scale out, move your stops. When it's trading choppy like this, catching a trend is extremely difficult. And on top of that, new traders will get chopped up, just get absolutely destroyed, unless you are taking profits and moving your stops to protect that risk, right? So I was able to pull out a successful trade yesterday. Last week, I was able to close the week up just a little bit green, and it was choppy last week as well. So take profits, move your stop, protect that downside risk. That is the name of the game. So Friday, we had a big, strong bullish day on Euro USD. You have come back in for a midpoint test and this old support here, right? So basically, I guess that you could look at that as being what this is holding price, but I would call it the midpoint. You can go into a smaller time frame chart and see if you can find an actual level. I don't see anything. The thing is it was so bullish on that front. Let's get rid of all these lines because I do not want to confuse people. I'm only focusing on this area of price right here. Don't let old lines very far away from price confuse you. I'm always only focusing on where near-term price is and near-term levels are. This hourly right here is what is keeping the Euro USD down. That is going to be your resistance. And it's not because I said it. It is an objective level, not subjective. There is your close on your hourly. There is your 100% perfect touch. That is where price has been being sold off from. So these levels are not what I dictate the market to be support and resistance. It's what the market dictates is support and resistance. Objective levels. When you have those levels, it makes trading a little bit easier. Those levels are simply open, high, low, and closes. So basically, you see that you are trading down on the euro. This is Friday, that big momentous move that we had to the upside. Now, this thing looks terrible on the daily. On the daily, it's a sell. It's a sell all day long. You are trading well below your 50. You are trading below most of your major moving averages, all of them, to be honest. Every single one of them. So I mean, it's not a buy. You're not looking to buy this asset because pops in price and downtrends usually get sold into. So yeah, that level there, one spot 18049. That's that hourly level. I did not see an hourly level to the downside. What caught price? What did catch price yesterday was a 30-minute level right there. You can see how it did catch price a little bit yesterday morning. You got a little bounce, and then last night during the Asian Open, you had to push lower, and then there you go. So 3 o'clock in the morning, that may be the low of day. So we are going to be watching this asset, I guess, for a scalp. We shall see. I don't like buying it because it's just disgusting, right? This is probably a good shorting opportunity. But we shall see. I mean, it depends on what the dollar is going to do, right? The dollar is leading the charge when it comes to the euro. So let's go to the dollar and see. Here's that daily on Friday. That's your bearish engulfing, or it wasn't a bearish engulfing, but it was a big, massive downside close. Had a perfect sell side opportunity on that at 92.983. So what we're looking for is downside continuation. This could trade sideways for 3-4 days until it finds the level at which sellers return back into the market. This asset in the longer term is not in an uptrend. In the midterm, like all of 2021, it's been trading sideways. You had a nice move to the upside. Then that move got retraced almost entirely. And then the next quarter you traded up. So like there's your quarter moves right there. But you can clearly see that you are in a range. This is your quarterly lows. Here is your quarterly closes. So it looks to me like it's trying to break out to the upside. You are above the 50 on the daily as far as momentum is concerned. Moving averages all under price. So I mean, technically this thing looks more bullish than it does bearish. So I don't know why you got a big massive pullback candle on Friday. So I'm not really like super keen into wanting to look for shorts on this, or aka longs on Euro USD because of that. So it may be safer to just let this thing play out, see what it wants to do, wait for the actual break. I know that's cliched and a lot of people say that. As an intraday scalper, you can absolutely trade these moves. You can trade to the breakout or to the breakdown, but you have to be extremely patient and you have to make sure that you are on top of the risk. That's the number one key. You got to protect that. Protect that money. You do not want to lose it. Take a trade at the highest probable area. That way, if you are stopped out, then you know you're wrong. There's no doubts, right? If you take a trade at a terrible spot and it looks like it's still going to continue, that's where you start getting into trouble because you think to yourself, hey, maybe my timing was off, so let's try it again. Wait for those high probable areas. That way, if you get stopped out, you know you're wrong and you don't have to take another swing at it. But yeah, right here's the 8 hour. This is going to be looking like a pullback. I understand this looks like we are looking for sell side continuation. But there's an 8 hour level right there that is catching support for now, and that's a pretty good strong candle. So this has to be looked at as a pullback as of now. Now this candle will close in 5 hours. So yeah, Euros will close at 9 a.m. Eastern, and that's basically where you'll see what's going on. This looks like people may be getting ready to look for longs on this. So I don't know. It's very, very difficult to distinguish a trend, right? It looks like it's moving to the upside. That's what's keeping me confused is the most. Because generally when you have something like that, there's a reason for it, right? Small pullbacks like this is nothing. That's like a 2, almost 3 standard deviation move on the DXY in one day. And I don't remember any major news. There was major news earlier in the week, but nothing much. So the yen pair's been absolutely strong. Like Japanese yen has been absolutely strong. It's crushing everything. So anything paired against the yen is in a downtrend. That's everything. Euro yen, pound yen, USD yen, everything. So the yen is extremely strong. This thing's chopping around, very difficult to trade. So wait to see if it holds support. Maybe you could catch a bounce play. Where's it structured? It's structured like it wants to head lower. Aussie yen, though, I do want to talk about that, and then we'll get back over to crypto, because crypto's moving, right? When something's moving, that's what I want to trade. I don't want to trade stuff that ain't moving. Aussie yen is moving, but the problem is we missed it. Let me go over here to the FXForex.com chart, because it's actually better. This right here is your daily Heath level, aka supply zone. I want you to look at how beautiful this was. Now, people probably got short here because nobody has patience. So they probably got short there, and that wasn't the trade. This was the trade. There's your penetration, your push above, and then this. Now, on the day that this closed, just like this, I would not have been looking for short side setups because it closed so close to the resistance. Generally, that's bullish, right? That's generally bullish. When you do trade above a resistance level and then you close right at the level, that's basically bullish. That's what you want to see if you were looking for something to break out. However, the very next day was a rejection. You closed below the low of that candle. You could have looked to trade this pullback right there. That would have been your entry for short side sets targeting this wick low. Now, we wouldn't have been targeting that wick low right off the rip. We would have been targeting this low first, right? For a swing trade. Day trade, we're always taking profits at the daily low, wherever that may be. So this was your trade entry right there. You're not looking to short right at the line, and especially if it closes at a daily level, you want to see what happens next day or the day after that even, right? This is a good signal. Big, strong signal. Anybody looking to buy this for the breakout would have bought on this bullish Heath level here, your demand zone. You can see where they bought it on this wick low here. That traded right down into that demand zone. That's where you got your bullish strength. So on this day, it should have traded down to that and stopped. You got your close inside of it. Inside of it. If you close inside of a Heath level, you are looking for that price to continue the next day. Because it's a high probable chance that that's what's going to happen. Here's your pullback. You can go in a smaller time frame chart if you want, but it basically got caught that day's low right there. That's what caught that. That would have been a fantastic entry, and then boom, you see what's happening. All right, so Aussie yen getting hammered. I did not get that trade. I missed it. I was sleeping on this pair for whatever reason. I just did not see it, so did not take it. We're not looking for new shorts now, as you are in the process of breaking down. What I do want to see, this thing is trading at a couple key levels. You are trading at last month's low, but you've already taken that out. You can see that there. Quarterly, right at last quarter's, or not last quarter's, but this bullish quarter's open. So you're at a pretty decent spot where you may see some support kick in, right? Here is a weekly support, last weekly support. So you haven't closed below that yet. Friday will be vital to see whether or not we close below this weekly support or not. If you do get that close, we will be looking for pullback entries to get short, and we will be targeting this weekly down here. So would be a pretty good trade if we can get an entry around 80, spot 568, looking for short side sets, targeting all the way down to 78, 746. All right. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get through everything that's important on FX and get back over to crypto because it's moving. So in a tweet this morning, I asked, could Bitcoin do the same thing as Solana? Solana and Luna So what's going on? There we go. XBT on the weekly. Beautiful chart, man. Absolutely phenomenal chart. This was your bear trap. Here was weekly support. There's the weekly closure below, right? And you took out the low there, traded almost down to the yearly open. Big, strong weekly close. This is an outside week, aka bullish engulfing. These usually have some follow through, especially on a weekly closing basis. Not always. You can back test it in the chart and look for yourself how many bearish or bullish engulfing candles had follow through for at least another week. And you will find that most of them do. This was your bullish continuation, your follow through. Not only did you get follow through on that week, you also took out weekly resistance. Here was the retest of that weekly resistance, bullish follow through, retest, follow through. What are we doing now? Well, we are stalling for now, right? This isn't bad. This is not bad. This is what we've seen down here. A few days of pullback and then rip to the upside. So you had 3 days of pullback here in this section, and then you got one daily rip to the upside. So as long as we don't take out the low of this candle on a closing basis, this thing is still primed for the upside. Now, what happens if you do take out the low of this bullish breakout trap candle? If you close below the low of that candle, you will probably be seeing this bearish divergence playing out. All right. So this is what I mean when I say I don't want to see it close below that, because then you will have bearish divergence confirmed. People will be looking to take short side entries on Bitcoin, looking for the next area of support. So we will be looking to buy that up. As long as we're not trading at $48,000 or anywhere in between $48,000 to $52,000, I will look for bullish entries because I can take profits into that area, right? But it looks like you may be finding support already. Today's close is going to be very important. I would not be looking for new longs where it is currently positioned, because if people are going to be looking to take out the low of day, they are going to be looking to take a entry right there at $47 or $47,023. That's where people will be looking for short side setups, and they will be targeting this day's low, which would put you inside of this Heath level right there, your daily demand zone. Don't want to see any daily closes inside of this candle, as that would be suggestive that you're going down to test that support level. So Bitcoin looks pretty good right now. I did put a small short on ADA USD yesterday. All right, or no, Sunday. Almost got stopped out, but it did not. It hung on by the I can't even remember that little nursery rhyme. It just hung on by a hair, let's say that, right? Right there. Almost stopped me out, but didn't. We got a little bit of follow through yesterday. Let's go look at the hourly and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so Sunday we did see this selling come into play. There's your bullish push right there. I wasn't looking for shorts just then. Watching resistance right here. This level right there, that hourly. Did get an hourly close above it, but what happened directly after? You got a bearish engulfing with follow through. So this thing found support at a bullish level, came back up in for a retest. That's your short entry. Now I'm not looking for this thing to continue lower. I was just looking for this low to be taken out, and we have gotten that, right? See that? That was my target. So my target has been achieved. I've taken off 2/3 of the, well, with KuCoin I can't do that. I take off half the position and then another quarter of that what's left over on the half. This way it's roughly about 1/3 of the position size has been moved. Stop is at break even. So if this thing trades up and stops me out, I'm okay with that. I am actually looking for it to possibly do that, because this is not bearish, right? Big, solid, strong pullbacks. That looks more bearish than this does, and that had a nice big strong bounce off of it. Where did it find support? Found support at a Heath level right there. Boom, that was your entry to the bullish side right there. And if you don't want to take that entry because you don't know if you're going to be buying a dead cat or a falling knife, what you can do is you can wait. be patient. You had 3 hours once this price traded into the ETH level or the demand zone. You had 3 hours, literally 3 hours to take a position, right? You could have taken a position on this push lower into the level, or you could have taken a position on this hourly once you push down a little bit. Let me stretch this out and make it real big so you can see what I'm talking about. I keep forgetting about you guys on mobile. Apologies. So here, on this hourly candle, when you've seen this failure to get above, it did, or to get below and close below, it did fail. You could have taken a position on this push lower. Stop below the lowest wick. It's that simple. The reason you put your stop real close is because you want to know if you're wrong. Now, chances are these things do, you can get stopped out. This is why you only risk 1% per trade or less. You want to get the actual knowledge of what you're looking for before you take entries, instead of just blindly buying and FOMOing in. You take these surgical entries here, and then when it works out, it looks a lot better on the P&L. Works a lot better on the P&L. So this is slowly pulling back, right? It could be getting accumulated down here, and it could also be being distributed. So we will see what happens. We are making lower highs and lower lows on the hourly, right? So yeah, the next move will probably be, if it does break down, you'll probably see a move down to $2 even, or possibly down to 193, where you may find support there. Now, I don't know if this thing is going to act like Luna or Solana, right? It's right there, is its all-time high. Had a massive push already, so you were in that short squeeze. It does look like FOMO buyers are buying it up or trying to buy it up, and the all-time high is the target, and that's what I would be targeting if I was looking for entry here. You are very extended, way above overbought on the RSI on the daily, so just keep that in mind if you are looking for new entries on this. Remember, my entry on Luna was way down there, right? That was the entry, not way up here. Could this be an entry and you get another big blast off, another 100% to the upside? Absolutely. It's crypto. It can do anything at all. All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry for all the rambling. How about DOT? All right, let's go look at DOT real quick. DOT/USD, Polkadot, Binance, Coinbase, LoneX, breaking out to the upside. I don't know if this is all-time highs. Let's look at it on Binance. Not all-time highs, but it's moving to the upside. Straight shot to the upside, right? It's in the daily resistance. This is going to be a very crucial resistance, and you have another one right above you, right there. So if you do get a daily close above those levels, I would be looking for pullback entries, looking long, looking to target at least to the open of this bullish candle. So it would be something like that, like this, break out, and then look for pullback entries, and then be targeting that bullish candle right there. That would be your profit target. That's where you would take off most of your risk, move your stop to break even. That's if that happens, right? If that happens. We're about to see what's going to happen. Bitcoin's about to make a move probably pretty soon. It's been pulling back for a few days. If it don't start to fall soon, then the bulls are going to get very, very aggressive. We're going to see higher prices. Doge, massive rip to the upside also. Not all-time highs, though, into its major resistance level as well. Right there, and then above it. So this looks almost exactly like Polkadot. So you will be waiting for exactly the same thing. Daily close above, look for a pullback, look for that pullback to hold as support, and you will only be targeting this next bullish candle, as that may offer up resistance, and you want to take profits ahead of those areas, right? Ahead of those areas, because you don't know what will and will not be support or resistance. Good morning, everybody. Is it ready for a short squeeze, same as Solana? It could be, and that was DOT. He was asking about DOT. It absolutely could be. That's the level it needs to get above, right? That's the level it needs to get above. Sorry, that wasn't Doge. That was DOT. I looked at DOT twice, thought it was Doge. This is Doge. That looks better. Doge, I thought already broke out. It still got some resistance ahead of it, but it's finally, once it got this big strong day, it's finally had a little bit of push. Short squeeze didn't happen until this day here, so you may see some continuation to the upside on Doge as well, even though it is a meme coin. There's a reason why Solana and Luna is going up. There's another one too, but I cannot remember the name of that asset that's probably breaking out to all-time highs as well. This one, AXSUSDT, it's been breaking out of all-time highs since over here, right? This was your all-time high breakout, and this thing has just been seeing absolute continuation. It's insane, absolutely insane. This is another asset here that came off how far? 84% from the all-time high, 84% down. And what have we done since that low? 4,000% to the upside since the low was put in. Only in crypto. Only in crypto will you see stuff like that. Crazy, man. Heath, how can such a short squeeze happen when many leverage positions are with paper futes where you don't buy the actual asset? Because people do buy the actual asset on spot, and these things basically every market makers are offering the liquidity. This is why everything looks like the same, right? Like, why does most assets look almost exactly like Bitcoin? Well, market makers aren't manipulating the price like everyone thinks. Market makers are offering up the liquidity for the price for everyone else, so everybody can take positions on the asset. They're buying on one exchange and selling to another exchange, offering liquidity. So bots and algos on the buy side and sell side of prop firms and hedge funds and stuff, they're actually looking for longs and shorts. So when you get into a short squeeze, the big hedge funds and stuff that are taking these short positions looking for a resistance level to hold, assuming crypto is done and going to go through its bear market cycle, those are the ones that are causing the price to go up. It's not retail that's getting stopped out. That helps, but retail is usually on the wrong side of the trade, right? They're usually buying tops and selling bottoms. And in this case, hedge funds and stuff, whoever got short and caused that thing to blast off like that, they had to sell their or they had to rebuy back into their position to close that trade. That's causing more buying pressure along with FOMO and all this other stuff. That's what causes them. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're trading, say, Luna perpetual swap contracts, or if you're trading Luna spot or whatever. It doesn't matter, because they're all going to move about the same. They're all going to move about the same, because your futes are usually following spot. Whatever spot does, that's what futes pretty much do, right? Your futures. CFDs and paper contracts that you're talking about, they don't move the market. You're absolutely right. However, the firm that holds the paper, so like for you to trade a CFD broker, you have to go through a broker that offers CFDs. So basically, if you buy, say, 60,000 Lunas on a paper contract, a paper future, or a CFD, the broker actually has to put that position on for you. So you're not putting the position on, you're not holding it, you're still at risk of losing your entire account, because the broker's going to automatically do that through algorithms and bots, right? They don't physically watch your position, they do everybody's. So that broker, when that broker has to cover for your paper position, boom, there's your short squeeze. I hope I explained it. I hope that helps anyways. Hey, Heath, love the show. Do you ever look at alt pairs for any clarity, e.g. ADA, ETH? I do not, because I don't trade, but I will look at anything for you. Anything that you want to look at. I don't trade ADA versus Ethereum, stuff like that, because yeah, it's just some of these don't have very much liquidity, but you can they still move. So ADA versus Ethereum, let's pull it out just a little bit and see. Wow, look at this nonsense over here. Huge spikes. It's been pretty much trading sideways for its entirety. Now that this was a nice breakout here, and Cardano was strong, but Ethereum was extremely strong too there for a long time. So this was your pullback. it looks like ADA is stronger than ETH currently. That's about all you can say for it, right? It just trades back and forth, down, up, like Forex. Doesn't really trend a whole lot. You get a few days to one side, and then you start chopping around. So this was resistance right here, this daily close, and it's trying to act as support currently right there. So there's your break. Oh, sorry, on the mic. There's your breakout. Strong breakout too. Look at how long it took to get down there, and look how fast it got up there. So time and price, this is strong. Breakout above resistance. This caught as resistance as well, so you're gonna need to see that get up there. But this is where they took profits. This is where shorts are entering. So who will win? Watch that level, 65191. If you cannot close a daily below it, like you're below it now, but if you close back above it, you may be looking for longs targeting that resistance level there, or target this bearish candle's wick high. Right? That's all I see on it right now, but it's all going to be determined on how today closes. I don't think, looking at this thing, I mean, obviously 5 days of that much bullishness is going to put this momentum oscillator up at overbought regions. So, I mean, you are looking for bullish entries, so watch that first. If you lose that area, the next level to look for, well, nothing on the 8 hour. On the 4 hour, be this right here, or you can just watch the close. Main support, 61696. But you may get a bounce just above it, the opening price of that bearish candle. So this level and this level, those are the two levels I'd watch first. 65191 at the high side, 61696 on the low side. It's all about price action here, so it doesn't matter about the pair. No, it doesn't. USD CHF, USD Swissy. Swiss franc was strong as well, so you're probably going to see a pretty good sized pullback on this. And you are. So nice big trend move to the upside, nice big trend move to the downside. Thought we were going to get another big nice trend move to the upside, and it's been chopping around in a range. Big fat ugly range right here. Took out all the resistance levels to the upside. So currently, are you looking for longs or shorts? Well, you're in an area now where you want to be looking for shorts, but you're oversold, right? I wouldn't be looking for shorts today. You are looking for shorts though. You're below the 50, momentum's to the downside. So you want to try to stay on the same side as momentum. When you're looking for entries, momentum is the best, because that momentum will also help carry your position on through. If you're looking for a short today to take the daily low out, which you're pretty much at the daily low, so there's not really a trade. Not really a trade at all. And you're coming off of a big move, expansion move to the downside, so you're probably going to see some choppy to sideways on this price, on this asset, until it finds support. And it will be looking for support. Absolutely. What does it look like on the bigger time frames? I always want to know where my monthly levels are, just so that way I know I'm not taking a position into a monthly support or a resistance level, and you're not, right? You're not. So this looks like it could be shaping up to be a bullish move, because here's resistance, right? There's your 3 candles to the upside, big strong close, but you came back in. We would have wanted to see support get found right there, but you didn't. You found support here, bullish engulfing. This candle right here is a midpoint test, or a 618 test of that engulfing. So let's go look at it. You can see right there, 618 would have been fantastic entry, and it traded all the way back up to resistance, and that's where you're getting your rejection from. So it is a bit choppy, right? Bit choppy, but there's 14 days left on this monthly close. You are on the low side of the RSI on the monthly. Let's see where you are on the weekly. Weekly is right there. It could be a buy or a sell, but daily is a sell, monthly is a sell, right? So you may be looking for sells. Maybe looking for sells, but probably not today. I don't see any massive support though. Not right where it's at. Nothing. Just bear with me. Nothing. Nothing. Still nothing, but I bet it's there on a 5-minute or a 15-minute. For whatever reason, it found it right there. Alright, so yeah, I mean, there's really nothing major there, no higher time frame levels, so I guess what you could look for is this bullish candle. See if it can push up to that wick low at least on that 2 hour. See what you got on an hourly. Yeah, beautiful. If I was going to be looking to short this asset, I would be watching this right here. Right there. So you got your last support on an hourly is there. Also, you have this wick right here. So if you get a spike up to there, start watching it. See if it starts to form resistance. If it does, you could possibly take entry looking for a low a day, and that's it. Once you hit low a day, take profits. It's just at 20 pips, so I mean, it's not like a fantastic entry or trade, but just keep an eye on it. That level is 91221. 91221. An hourly close above that level, you're letting it go. You're leaving it alone. Hey, Brooke, just put in the pair you want with you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, apologies, guys. I'm at the top. I'm trying to get down there. I did look at dot already. Dot again. This dude really wants me to look at dot, but I looked at dot, so I don't know why you're at the bottom of the chat asking to see dot. You're obviously not here. Alright. Just bear with me. I'm making sure I didn't forget nothing. Alright, sweet. Audio. Is that a stock? Hang on, I lost it. AUDIUS. Wait. I was looking at you and spelling it wrong. AUDIUS. Audius USD. It's not a stock, it's a crypto. USD on FTX. Let's get out of the hourly. Let's go to the daily. Big strong move. Big strong move. So this is another one. It looks like it's getting ready to rip above all-time highs. Daily resistance is here, and it caught it yesterday. No, it didn't. Did not even catch it yesterday. You barely got that close above, but it did close above. This morning came in for a retest, or last night came in for a retest, and it's moving up. I mean, there's no entries here. It's just got so much momentum. Big, strong move. So it's just been these last 2 days that's had all the momentum. You can see on these hourly candles there isn't much momentum there. It's these last 2 days. I don't want to say get a retest all the way back down there, because if you do, that means you have taken out the entire day's range. So you don't want to see that. Maybe there. No, it's too high still. Maybe right where it is, or about there. So that's your daily level there. I would see if this level holds a support, or this one for a possible another run to the upside. $3.17 or $2.95. If you get a 15-minute close below those two levels, or either, if you get one below this one, obviously you're waiting until you get a test of this, close below that, you're leaving it alone, because what can be happening at that point is a run on today's low, which means taking buying positions for today is going to be on the opposite side of order flow. Another thing that you can do simply, instead of looking for intraday levels, is you can take a fib of your daily low to your daily high like this, and watch for a 618 test. And if you are watching for that, I suggest you don't watch for anything less than a 30-minute close. Like if you get a 30-minute close below the 618, you're probably heading lower. If you want to watch the 30 minutes, see how it closes around this 50 retracement, because people will buy the midpoint of breakout candles to keep momentum going to the bullish side. This was a pullback, made a high, and then that's a pretty good collapse. So you definitely got to let it find support intraday before you can look for bullish entries, and you're only targeting the high of day. If you're trying to day trade this, if you're trying to buy it and hodl it, you're buying it at the wrong spot. You don't buy highs. But if you're trying to trade momentum, then look for that. That's as low as I would let the C price get. 309. 309. A Heath 7.2 Fibbo retracement is a solid level. Check it out on a 4-hour time frame and higher. 70 spot 2. I've never heard that before. I know some people was telling me about ICPs. I know about ICPs fib levels. Somebody's 62, 79 and something like that. I just use the regular fibs. It's the same exact thing, right? It's about the process. It's not really about the fib. The fib is just giving you an area to possibly look for support. So yeah, it doesn't mean it's end all be all about anything. That that's the 50% retracement of the daily range. So that's the midpoint of the day. So you might get a spike down to the 618, which is, yeah, if you get closes below those levels, you're looking for a low day test. But I will check it out, my friend. The 70.2 Fibbo, I will absolutely look at it. Theta. Yeah, let's go look at Theta. Man, can't you give me anything that isn't calculated by TradingView? Let's get off of this, because I do know this asset doesn't have much liquidity. It'll be all spiky and choppy. So we were looking at those levels for sell side when we were up there, but now we are looking on the buy side. It is above its 50, so you are looking good. Bullish momentum. Let's see how much momentum you have on the daily. Very good. There's not enough data to populate a 200, but you're above everything else, so that's good. You're looking for bullish entries. Looks like the bullish entries already happened, so you're gonna have to wait for another support test. That was support. The bullish candle, all bullish closes are resistance. There's your resistance. Check, 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 check. 4 attempts, 5 attempts, and there's the breakout. Boom. Here today, you traded all the way back down to that level, and you're seeing bullish continuation off of it. Let's go look at that, what it looks like on an hourly. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Boom. Now you're back down there again, so yeah. If you are unable to close an hourly candle above this level here, you're probably heading lower. Right there. You definitely need, if you want to see bullish price action, if you're long, you definitely want to see that happen. I don't know what your time frame is. You just simply said theta. So I don't know if you're looking for a day trade. This is a scalping channel. We are scalpers here. So when anybody asks me for a ticker, I am generally going to give them the intraday levels. If you want swing trading levels, then just let me know, because I can give you those levels as well. But it looks good, right? Nice breakout. It needs to stay above that. Same thing, if you want, take a 50 spot or a fib test off your daily low to your daily high, and you definitely want to see that thing staying above the 50 or the 618 for bullish continuation on a daily. Oh, I thought someone deleted Kimberly's message, but it was retracted. Hey, can you look at Storage USD? Hang on one second, my friend. There's a couple more in there. Super USDT on Binance. Yeah, SUPER USDT on Binance. Sweet. It's the only one that's on. Broke out above resistance. That was resistance. We charted this the other day. There it is. There's your breakout. That's what you want to see. So this, what was this for? This must have been an 8-hour. And it was. There's the 8 hours. So that's why daily came all the way back down and checked that there. That was the entry. There it goes. It's too late to enter now. So what you want to see now is you want to see a pullback back down to 98 cents. Possibly. I know that will basically take out this entire day's range, but there's nothing to do. I mean, you can watch yesterday's high and yesterday's close to see if either one of those two areas holds price for intraday opportunities, right? Yesterday's high and yesterday's close, that puts you pretty close to today's open, so you don't want to see nothing lower than that, right? And you can see how this perfectly tested yesterday. That's yesterday's high. Look at that. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's not because of this hourly wick. It's because it's yesterday's high, right? That's what caught support. And then you got continuation off of it. But this is a nasty candle. It's nasty. But so was this, and you had follow through. So you may get follow through again. Just keep watching it. There's nothing to give you in here. I guess if it closes another hourly below that, one spot 15, then leave it alone. Get another hourly closure below there, leave it alone. Because then it's probably going back down to test today's open, which isn't good. But it can find support at any of those levels. Just keep an eye on those levels. Masterclass, 6 a.m. here in Chile. Nice. Wait a minute. How is it 6 a.m. in Chile at 6 a.m. here? Always a masterclass. Alright, can I look at storage? STORJ, USD. Cheers, Coinbase. Hourly looks okay. Big strong move yesterday. Got sold off. Where did it get to? Nope, didn't make it all the way up there. It just got front run. There's resistance. Was resistance. Broke out above it. So today you tested it again and you're getting continuation to the upside. Yesterday closed a little bit weak, but today looks good, right? Looks like you're trying to do it again. Intraday chart's going to look like a rejection. If you go into the intraday, it's going to look bad. But there you go. See, nice support check, hold. Here's your 4 hour. Looking for intraday opportunities on this asset, you will want to see possibly an entry here. Right there. One spot 3331. So basically, but that's going to count on this 4 hour closure. There's 1 hour and 31 minutes left on this 4 hour close. If this 4 hour close is above that level, then you can look for a pullback into that level on, say, an hourly or a 15-minute chart. And then you want to see that level hold, and as long as that happens, you can look for bullish entries. Now you got a 4 hour supply zone right there. So I don't know if I'd want to just target that or try to get up to high of day. But this is a nice check of support and a hold. There's your 4 hour demand zone right there. And you're getting continuation. So it looks good. Pull back to there and possibly high of day. If it's going to run like these other ones have been running, then you can catch a massive short squeeze. It's just impossible to know which ones will do that, right? It's impossible to know. This one's got a lot of room to go, unfortunately, to get there. A lot of room. This thing must have almost lost 100% of its value. 87%. So this one lost more than anything that I've seen. Yeah, it looks like it's holding support for now, right? For now. I would watch that 4 hour level if you're looking for an intraday opportunity. Because once again, nobody told me what they wanted me to look at, whether it was for a day trade or a swing trade. Alright, let me look at these chats real quick. Last couple ones, because I gotta bounce. Alright. Let me look at Link USD, and then Aussie USD is getting crushed. Yeah, breakdown. I wouldn't be looking for that to happen today. It's already had a pretty big run. CAD Yen is the same, right? CAD Yen is exactly the same. Anything trading against the yen pairs right now are getting absolutely wrecked. So here. Let's go look at it. There's your daily. So if you're looking for a daily low, like you want to see this intraday opportunity, you're looking for that low of day. First thing and foremost is you got to see how far away is the low of day. Isn't even an opportunity, right? Anything under 20 pips isn't an opportunity in my opinion. And you need a test of old support, which is here. So a wick up to there, down to low of day is, oh nice, 35 pips. So this thing's moving, right? Moving. So here's going to be resistance for now, right now, 86 spot, ooh, 666, right there. See if that level can hold on an hourly. If it does around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that may be a good entry spot. Or a wick up to your old support level up to here, right there, 86,764. That could possibly be an entry spot as well. And this is always going to be the same hourly close above this top level. You are not looking for entries. I don't know if I would like an entry if you get an hourly close above this. What I would want to see is a push up and then a rejection, a hard rejection, to show me that they want to sell it lower. If you don't get that and you get like an hourly close above that, then there's a good chance that this thing's going to find a bottom today or be choppy. Remember, it's already had a very extended move. These are hourly candles. So for the last few days, it's been going straight down with very little pullbacks in the middle. So you are literally trying to sell it at the lows. Okay? All right, just keep that in mind. All right, guys, unfortunately, I have to wrap it up. Thursday morning, I'll be back, same time, same channel, and we will look at some other things. I always have to say thank you so much to my channel members and Patreons for your support. I really, really appreciate it so much. There's really nothing that I'm looking at that I love. I will watch CAD Yen, but I don't love it because it's at the lows. And Aussie Yen, Aussie Dollar, all those things are, especially the Aussie pairs, are getting wrecked right now. Aussie is weak as, it's the most weakest Forex currency right now. So maybe we'll keep an eye on Euro USD because it may be finding support. If it does, we may be looking for bullish entries on that. Pound USD is going to be a wait because it's been stopping people out left and right, right? It's been showing traps on every day. It's been a bull trap or a bear trap, then a bull trap. It's like, leave it alone, let it get out of this area before we look for entries. You guys have a fantastic day. Oh, someone shot a super chat. Oh, thank you, Aaron C, for the sticker, I guess. It doesn't say anything. Thank you so much, my friend. You guys have a fantastic day. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.